This is The Horse in Motion, the first movie ever made in 1878. Over the last 150 years, movies have gone from just a bunch of grainy shots to vivid, dramatic masterpieces. But how did we get here? Today I'm making a movie scene, but as it progresses, it goes through 4 newer and newer periods of filmmaking, starting in 1925 all the way to 2025. Watch and see how each evolution makes the scene more realistic. But how am I going to do all this? First, I need to think of a movie script that can encompass all 4 time periods of filmmaking, something possible to do in both 1920s and today. I feel like the best thing we could do is a chase scene. It starts off really slow, and then as we get to present day, we can really kick it off with the action. I won't spoil it, but try to see if you can figure out the plot of the movie as I go through trying to make it. Without further ado, let's start with 1925. This period was the age of the silent film. Microphones hadn't been invented, so a video would be accompanied with just some classical music. So title cards would explain the context and acting was very exaggerated. Films were also black and white and the camera was way too heavy to be moved. I happen to be in Amsterdam right now for a trip, but thought the hotel room was the perfect place to do this scene. I'll also be using my first ever real camera to film, but with all the color and grain effects I'll add, you will hardly notice. I put on the oldest outfit I could find and got to work filming. Recording this part was quite boring because there was no dialogue or anything, but I got it done quickly. The most frustrating part of this whole process was just having to change back and forth because I played 2 different characters. I actually got my friend Jerome to be my stunt double for one of the shots, which made things a lot easier. Then I whipped out my laptop and started editing, which is the make or break of this project. With some nice orchestral music and a title card, things were looking quite good. Obviously this looks very ancient, but I feel like we've set a good foundation and I can't wait to see what the 2025 one looks like. But for now we have something else to worry about. 1950 was the golden Hollywood era. Color was invented, and most films used a specific color process called Technicolor, which had this very vibrant look. Orchestral music and stable shots still dominated the films. Sound also became a thing. The film's now going out in the hallway, which is a bit nerve-wracking. Let's hope no one notices. I saw a bunch of people outside. I'm just waiting until they leave. It's time to film. It was really awkward doing this outside. Some people just came to the hallway. I think I can go back now. I once again got some help from Jerome. I added all the color effects, music, and other things on my laptop, and it was looking very good. That was a lot easier than I thought, and the next one is my favorite period by far. The blockbuster era films are somehow more colorful and saturated. Electronic music became a huge thing in the industry. There were a bunch of cheesy one-liners, and really bad CGI started to appear everywhere. I'm also in Hong Kong now because I ran out of time to do it during the trip. Let's just hope no one notices the completely different hallways. At least I don't have to film in public. I would have to figure out how to do that. I decided to use my different location to my advantage by putting it in the plot itself, which was fun. Obviously this style is not the most realistic, but compared to 1925, it's great. Let's edit. This is how I got the sound, by the way. It's so cool. I made the colors awful, added music, and made everything shaky to seem more actiony. I then painstakingly cut myself out of the video and added an explosion in the back. This looks awful, but I guess that's the point. The other parts of this film is getting more and more realistic. This next one I'm the most nervous to do. Where do I even start? Really crispy 4K quality, insane visual effects, sound effects that sound better than real life. Because of the better equipment, movies have gotten darker because the director can afford to crank down the brightness without losing too much quality. Better mics that can pick up more sound also mean actors have been able to speak much more quietly without risking not being heard. This has made movies more like real life because obviously we don't shout all the time. I have a lot to live up to. I have a feeling this is the hardest part of the challenge just because of how much better this has to be than the others. I'm leveling up my gear by using the mic from just before as well as a studio light. We're using the small tripod and the setup was looking quite professional. The quality is getting really realistic now. I filmed this first shot and then a shot of my footsteps. These are looking really good. And all that was left to film was this. I have a family. And that's a wrap. I then edited it together for one final time. Click here to see the product of this challenge. It was honestly so fun to make and I learned a lot. Subscribe to see what I make next month.